From believing that she was pregnant for more than 2 years, to obsessing over someone who doesn't even know her, and then claiming she's pregnant by him, Timber Bowman is one of the rarest cases on the internet of how deep delusion can look. Timber is a 22-year-old TikToker who recently went extremely viral, gaining millions of views for her disturbing obsession with a guy named Sperry, who basically doesn't know Timber. Timber would then claim that she and Dylan are married and refer to him as her husband. She even changed her last name to his, and refers to her main TikTok account as Timber Sperry. Despite this, Dylan has his own family and a 5-year-old daughter, but shockingly enough, Timber would claim that she was a mermaid in her previous life, and basically implanted Dylan's daughter into his wife's womb, which means Dylan's child is actually hers.
Yes, I do know that she is not my biological child. Yes, I am totally okay with that, but I'm never going to put it into her face that she's not my biological child.
After all of this went mega viral on TikTok, Dylan made a response video debunking everything Timber claimed and stating how scared he is for his life and that he is going to take legal action against Timber. However, this didn't faze Timber at all. Instead, she completely ignored everything Dylan said and only focused on the purple flower behind him, taking it as a subtle sign of him showing his love for her.
Anyways, so I just felt the need to say something. Is the fact that that flower in Dylan's video is literally for me.
And while this whole situation is extremely disturbing, the Timber rabbit hole goes much deeper and darker. But before all of that, let's set some context and see what her life looked like before becoming infamous on TikTok. There's not much out there about Timber's childhood except for Timber's own storytelling, which should be taken with a grain of salt since Timber has been proven over time to lie about many things to fit her own version of reality. Timber's mother and Timber's father divorced when Timber was a child. Timber's mother, whose real name is Danielle, then married another man named Gerald, whom Timber later accused of multiple heinous acts, including her when she was 5 or 6 years old. Timber also claimed that her mother was involved in these abuses and accused her directly in her videos. Although there is no way to prove all of these accusations against her mother, given Timber's history of lying about things, her mom actually has a history of criminal charges. Over the years, she was accused and found guilty of more than 6 charges, which makes it possible that Timber may have had a very difficult childhood, potentially contributing to her current mental health problems. Timber started making content on TikTok around the end of 2024, and her content was very normal at first. She was posting random lip sync videos and reacting to other people's videos. But soon enough, Timber's social media presence began to become chaotic. On one of her Facebook accounts, Timber was arguing with another person, and then called that person a racial slur in a way that was very disrespectful. "I will slap that N-word in the face in public, like don't tell me what to do. I can act ghetto if she wants to." Despite being fully white, Timber would also present herself as black and lie about her identity, but this is one of the least serious issues surrounding Timber on social media. Soon after she started posting on TikTok, there were several extremely unsettling moments that showed Timber's disturbing side. In her long-form videos, Timber would often claim that some kind of ghost was interacting with her in real time and trying to hurt her. She would become visibly scared even though there was no one and nothing visibly present in the house. In one such video, Timber was acting very strangely and fearfully, claiming that a ghost was trying to hurt her in the house. She even pointed to the TV's reflection as proof that the ghost was present, but the problem is that there was nothing there to see.
There is something touching me, like actually something touching me. There is actually something touching me. When I look into the reflection of the TV, I can see a ghost, like it's touching me, like it's
In another instance, Timber made a similar disturbing video in which she appeared frightened and acted very strangely while claiming that a ghost was trying to attack her. She then added context, claiming that this ghost used to attack her and, in her own words, assault her when she was only 5 or 6 years old. She referred to this ghost as the Unknown Man, which would later become a very infamous term within the Timber universe.
But basically, when I was a kid, I used to have this person that would come to my bedroom, and I was like 5 or 6 years old, and this is like right around the time, and he is actually touching me right here, and I know it's a male because I'm actually shapeshifted into a male figure right now. Like that's how I know that it's actually a male, not a female.
Timber also claims that she sees the face of this ghost as if it were a literal person. According to her, it is a white male, and even more bizarrely, he supposedly has a fade haircut.
I can't really tell what kind of hair he has. It looks more kind of like short, like a fade-ish kind of a haircut.
While Timber claims that these videos prove she is not being delusional, and that what she calls a spirit attack is actually happening to her, there was nothing for the audience to see in the footage. She claimed that the ghost was attacking her from behind and hitting one of her arms to the point that she could not move it. The problem was that she appeared completely fine, and was moving both of her arms equally.
Like, this one is easy. It goes like, blah, 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 blah. This one is like I can do it, but it's still like, something is like holding on to me, like right here. Where basically makes it like harder for it to move. Like, it's like a forceful feeling. Like when I go to move it, it's like a forceful feeling, like right here. Like it will touch me, like back here, right here, all right.
On another occasion, she made a video claiming that there was a fingerprint on her mirror and concluded that it belonged to the ghost. However, the problem was that no fingerprint was visible on the mirror. Furthermore, since Timber was living in a group home and had roommates, the supposed fingerprint could have belonged to one of them. Timber did not even wait to ask her roommate about it. Instead, she rushed to make a very disturbing video about the situation.
One more thing not to mention is not only was this whole entire room clean before I got here, but I just looked through the footage and you can actually tell, like if I was able to zoom in, you could actually tell, but in like a certain angle, there's actually a handprint right there on that mirror. It's like on that side right here, or right here. Technically it's right there by the dream catcher.
And if this wasn't bad enough already, things would become much more disturbing once Timber started expressing her obsession with a guy named Dylan. It all started in 2023, when Timber was in jail and claimed to have dreamed about a man with a beard and tattoos whose name started with the letter D and who was also in a band. Timber then claimed that her spiritual guides had told her that she was going to marry this man. The person she is talking about is named Dylan Sperry, who also happened to be in a small band called Yote. Timber believes that the last 3 songs Dylan made are secretly about her.
Reason, call me delusional or whatever, but his last 3 songs on his album, I swear to God, like for some reason I actually think they are about me.
After she posted these videos and went viral, with one video alone gaining more than 5 million views, people started digging into the story and found out that Timber didn't actually discover Dylan through her dreams as she claimed. Instead, Dylan was an employee at the living facility where Timber lived. She allegedly overheard him talking about his band with another person, and then became fixated on him afterward. Despite claiming that she saw him in a vision in 2023, Timber actually met Dylan in September 2025. Interestingly, even though she was posting constantly on TikTok during this period, Timber never posted about Dylan until 4 or 5 months later. According to her, the reason was that she didn't want people to know about her feelings for Dylan because she didn't want them bringing up her past.
And then I promised myself, I was like, honestly, I'm not even gonna take my love for this guy onto social media because I didn't want people bringing up my past from 2, 3, 4 years ago of, oh, well, you stalked this person, so now we think you're doing it to this person. You know what I mean? So I kept my love for him away from social media.
However, in early 2026, she decided to post about it on TikTok, and her reasoning was as bizarre as it gets. She said that she wanted to go viral because people would become interested in her stalking behavior.
I honestly feel like I do want to put my love out for him on social media, because I was like, maybe if I do, I'll actually like blow up, and other people will actually like see their music. So that was really the only reason why I ever actually decided to really talk about my love for this guy, is because I kind of wanted it to just be a little stalkerish.
But the problem is that Timber wasn't a little stalkerish, as she described herself. Rather, she was fully invested and delusional from the very beginning. Even while Dylan was working at the living facility, Timber became so obsessed with him and so fixated on his social media accounts that he eventually blocked her. While this is a very clear sign that he wanted no contact with her, Timber would twist it into evidence that he was simply trying to keep their interactions a secret, even though there was nothing between them. Dylan's role at the living facility also included helping residents with day-to-day activities such as grocery shopping, buying necessities, activities and other tasks, since many of the residents had special needs. As part of his job, Dylan also helped Timber with things she needed. However, Timber would use these interactions in order to fuel her delusions that he was in love with her. On one occasion, they went grocery shopping together, and Timber later claimed that she felt genuine love during that outing and sensed a strong connection between them.
He takes me to Hy-Vee. We do grocery shopping. It's just me and him, like one-on-one. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, I actually think that this is the guy. Like, I actually really think that this is the guy. Like, my heart just felt like so loved. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it, like, the connection was just there.
From then on, Timber started fully believing that the two were dating and that Dylan loved her very much, referring to him as her husband almost every time she made a video about him. But the problem wasn't just that Dylan had absolutely no clue about this so-called relationship. He also has a wife and a child. Even worse, Timber started making extremely bizarre claims, saying that she was a mermaid in a past life, and had somehow placed Dylan's baby inside his wife's womb, meaning that Dylan's daughter was actually hers.
I technically helped create our child, our 4-year-old daughter, together. Yes, I do know that she is not my biological child. Yes, I am totally okay with that, but I'm never going to put it into her face that she's not my biological child.
Timber's so serious about this quote-unquote relationship that she even uses the last name Sperry on TikTok. In fact, it has become more infamous on TikTok than her actual last name, Bowman. And if this wasn't bad enough already, Timber then started claiming that she was pregnant with Dylan's child. But just like everything else, this was another claim with no evidence behind it. Eventually, after Timber went viral on TikTok for her obsession with Dylan, Dylan and his band Yote started getting flooded with questions about Timber. The situation escalated to the point that one of the band's bassists responded under a video saying, "I am the bass player. Our vocalist is having a bit of a stalker problem, as you can all see. It's progressively gotten worse over time, and honestly, it has gotten pretty concerning lately. We have no idea what to do about it aside from just blocking her." This showed just how serious the situation had become. It gets even worse for Dylan because Timber has mentioned his daughter, who is only 4 or 5 years old, multiple times. Even more disturbing, Timber appears to know some of the things the child likes, raising questions about how far her fixation has gone. After mounting pressure and growing public attention, Dylan eventually came forward on TikTok and posted a response video addressing the situation.
Hello, I'm Dylan. I'm okay. Thank you for all of your concern and your support during this. And thank you to everyone who reached out to make sure that I was okay and that I wasn't in any danger. Apologize if I didn't answer your message. I've been very overwhelmed over the past 48 hours trying to manage this situation. I have to be very careful about what I say to protect myself legally. I was a life skills specialist or a direct support professional for a company working with people with special needs. And this person was a client to this company. This person, I believe, overheard a conversation I was having with one of her roommates, discussing rock and roll music and talking about my band, and found my band, and through that links to my Facebook and my social media accounts, and kind of ran with it.
Dylan also made it clear that he intended to take legal action against Timber.
On a personal note, if you see anything regarding my daughter, if you see anything deemed as a threat, I would greatly appreciate it if you would record that video or save it or send it to my band's page, so that way we can save it and I can continue building a file so that I may protect myself.
Despite this, Dylan asked his audience and everyone involved to avoid contacting Timber and to stop reacting to her videos. However, the internet did not listen, largely because of how Timber responded to Dylan's video. After Dylan's video gained more than 1 million views on TikTok, Timber posted a response. Bizarrely enough, she completely ignored everything he said and instead claimed that the flower in the background of his video was a subtle sign that he loved her.
Anyways, so I just felt the need to say something. Is the fact that that flower in Dylan's video is literally for me.
Throughout the video, Timber continued referring to Dylan as my man and her husband while crying and expressing how much she loved and missed him.
But anyways, look how fine my man is. Like, the sun just shining on his face. His eyes are so freaking cute. Like, honestly, I always wished that I had those color eyes.
Despite her complete delusion and refusal to acknowledge reality, there was one moment in the video where Timber briefly seemed to realize that Dylan might actually sue her and potentially have her jailed. However, she quickly fell back into her delusions, claiming that if he put her in jail, it would also be a sign of his love, because he would bail her out the next day.
I can't take myself serious, because I'm, like, really thinking, like, whole time, what if he really does put me in jail, though? Like, I know it would only be for a day. Like, he would put me in jail just to bail me out. Stop playing. Stop playing.
While the situation involving Timber was disturbing and serious from the very beginning, many people initially did not take it very seriously. Most of the comments either fed into her delusions or treated the situation as a joke. However, after her response to Dylan, many viewers became genuinely concerned and began to understand the seriousness of what was happening. One person commented, "Just came to see what the tea was and now I am scared." Another said, "As a psychology major, there were so many red flags in here and so many things that need to be talked about with a mental health professional." But Timber's delusions would only get worse from there. Soon enough, she started claiming that she and Dylan were going to get married on June 30th, 2026. As ridiculous as it sounds, Timber appeared completely serious. She even made a 10-minute video inviting her audience to the wedding and explaining what kinds of food would be served.
I wanted to come on here and make another wedding announcement. You guys agreed, well, we all agreed that we would prefer for you guys to bring food instead of gifts. Like a potluck, almost like a big giant cookout. But when you guys bring food, make sure that you label everything.
Timber then proceeded to make another video about Dylan based entirely on a scenario she appeared to create in her own mind. She claimed that Dylan had forgotten his vape on a couch in the room where she lived, and that she viewed it as a special gift from him. She then described Dylan becoming upset because he believed she had stolen his vape. The entire story was extremely confusing and difficult to follow.
So make sure that you tag my husband, Dylan Sperry, up into this, because you mother... I'm sick and freaking tired of you, honestly, because what do you mean you're the vape lost in the couch cushion? I can't find it, honey. I never stole your vape. I never stole your vape. But anyways, since it was for me, I am so happy that you've left a little hidden gem for me in the couch that you somehow can't find. Oh yeah, by the way, I know who has that vape. By the way. So if you really want to know who has that vape, you can DM me. I will tell you who has the vape.
But somehow it gets even worse. Dylan is not the first person to be the target of this level of fixation. Timber has reportedly gone to jail multiple times for stalking and harassing other people as well, and one of the most notable and disturbing cases involved a man named Cody. Timber's account of what happened with Cody is extremely confusing, and much of it does not fit together coherently. There is a great deal of complexity and contradiction within the story, but I have tried to break it down as clearly as possible. According to Timber's account, Cody and she grew up in the same area and attended the same school, meaning they supposedly knew each other from childhood. In her version of events, Timber explains that Cody had a crush on her and would often ask her to hang out with him. She even claims that he went as far as having his mother ask Timber on his behalf while they were in the 3rd or 4th grade.
I'll start with elementary school. So, this dude keep on hitting me up, messaging me, messaging my mom, being like, can Timber be my girlfriend?
However, the details don't really add up. Timber claims that Cody's mother approached her one day and asked her to give Cody her Kylie Jenner lip gloss. The problem is that Kylie Jenner's lip gloss line was launched in 2016, which was years after the timeline Timber was describing.
By the way, back when I was in the elementary grade, that's what I was going to say is his mom literally begged me to give him my lipstick. That my favorite Kirsten lipstick that I got from Kylie Jenner. Okay. Like, Kylie Jenner literally sent that to me in the mail.
Later, Timber's story would be further challenged when Cody stated that he didn't know Timber at all until they met in 2021 through a mutual friend. Cody wrote, "So basically, I first met her after an old buddy of mine came home from the military. Me and Taz went to see him at his home, and she was there with my military friend's brother." However, what does appear to be true is that Cody's mother worked as a paraprofessional, helping students with disabilities. Timber claimed that Cody's mother once told her a prophecy that she would have with Cody in 2023 and become pregnant with twins. However, there is still no way to determine whether this was another scenario created in Timber's mind or something that actually happened.
Giving me like this spiritual reading, like, oh, in the future, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, and then goes, you're gonna get pregnant, and then you're gonna have a miscarriage with that kid, and then you're gonna my son, and then you're gonna get pregnant with twins, and you're around July of 2023, and then told me that my water would break March 3rd of 2024, which my water broke March 3rd, 2024.
Timber then made it clear that Cody was constantly asking her to hang out and sleep with him, to the point where she felt very uncomfortable. Eventually, according to Timber, she decided to sleep with Cody. The problem with this story is that Cody is openly gay and was also in a relationship with a boyfriend at the time, whom he was actively in love with, making Timber's story highly unlikely. Timber attempted to explain this by claiming that Cody wanted to know what it was like to be with a woman and experience it for himself.
July 18th, 2023, me and this dude link, okay, because he is messaging me, asking me, we should hang out, can we? Like, it's the only thing that he's ever asked me my whole entire life, can we have? And I'm like, dude, like, the only thing you like me for is for my but okay, you know what? I will play into your delusions, I'll play into your game, I will do it, okay?
According to Timber, she and Cody had in July 2023. Prior to this, she allegedly warned Cody to use a condom because she was extremely fertile. Timber also described the experience as boring and underwhelming, claiming that she had to pretend she was enjoying it for the sake of Cody's feelings.
I wasn't feeling for anything there. And I was like, oh.
Despite claiming that a condom was used, Timber later said that she realized she was pregnant with Cody's twins about a month after they hooked up. This is where the situation allegedly became much uglier. During this entire period, Cody was still in a relationship with his boyfriend and wanted nothing to do with Timber. He blocked her on everything. Timber then began contacting Cody's boyfriend in an attempt to get in touch with Cody and started telling him that she was pregnant with Cody's children. According to Timber, this left the boyfriend confused because Cody was gay. In that same month, August, when she claimed she was pregnant, Timber was briefly admitted to a mental hospital. She alleged that while there, she miscarried one of the twins in a hospital toilet.
I had the miscarriage with one of my twins inside of my body. And I felt scared.
This is where the story becomes even more bizarre. Throughout this entire period, Cody remained in a relationship with his boyfriend, while Timber allegedly continued trying to contact him. After Cody blocked her phone number and social media accounts, Timber allegedly began contacting his boyfriend in an attempt to reach him, again claiming that she was pregnant with Cody's child. According to her story, Cody's boyfriend did not believe her and eventually stopped responding altogether. However, this only seemed to make Timber more desperate. She allegedly began going to Cody's house, and at one point she claimed that she entered the house while he was not there. The home belonged to Cody's mother, who reportedly has sleep apnea. According to Cody, she was asleep and unaware while this occurred. Cody later stated that discovering this made him furious, leading him to contact the police. I figured out she had been going to my house when I wasn't there, and my mom has sleep apnea, so she was out cold in her room while this transpired. Once I figured this out, I made a police report and everything. I spoke with an officer who had arrested her previously and knew of her, but he ended up saying he couldn't do anything unless she was there. I made my report anyway because I was pissed off. Meanwhile, the months continued to pass during Timber's supposed pregnancy. On March 3rd, 2024, she claimed that her water had broken. Ironically, this was the exact same day as the date from Cody's mother's alleged prophecy. However, Timber never gave birth because it appears there was no pregnancy in the first place. Timber never went to a hospital to confirm that she was pregnant, and the pregnancy test she took did not come back positive either. Timber claimed that the reason the tests were negative was because she had low hormone levels, an explanation that does not align with how pregnancy tests are generally intended to work. As time went on, nothing actually happened. There was no childbirth, no miscarriage, and no evidence of an ongoing pregnancy. Months continued to pass, and the pregnancy appeared to exist only in Timber's mind. Eventually, July arrived, and Timber was already 5 months overdue. At that point, it had been more than a year since she first claimed to be pregnant. Despite this, Timber remained completely convinced that she was carrying Cody's child and continued trying to contact him. Then around July 14th, Timber allegedly went to Cody's house once again. This time, however, Cody called the police, and Timber was arrested. The police then questioned Timber about whether she was pregnant, and she said that she was. However, once again, the pregnancy test did not come back positive. She also did not appear to be pregnant, despite claiming that she had been pregnant for more than a year at that point, which, to say the least, does not make sense. Timber then claimed that the police officers attacked her for no reason. However, the story itself is very confusing, because she initially said that the police and then later described it as a vision, making it difficult to determine what she was actually claiming had happened.
So that night, my baby's heart beat while I was in jail. So thank you. If you don't want to believe me, don't believe me. I don't give a but if you're spiritual, you should know the truth.
Apparently, Cody has come forward multiple times and denied having any kind of relationship or significant interaction with Timber, beyond brief encounters. He has also denied any involvement in the supposed pregnancy. However, even after claiming that the baby inside her, Timber continues to insist that she is pregnant. She's even asked for donations to help pay for a C-section. While all of this was unfolding on TikTok, Timber was still living in a mental health facility and continued to have access to social media and her phone, leading many people to question whether those privileges should be restricted. More recently, however, she appears to have lost access to her main account, the one where she had been gaining thousands of followers every day. She stopped posting there and later created a new account, although it has not received nearly the same level of attention. While it has become increasingly common over the past few years to see people develop unhealthy obsessions with celebrities and public figures, Timber's story stands out as one of the more extreme cases. It is a situation that appears to involve possible serious mental health issues that many believe should have been addressed long before she went viral on the internet.